Hello and welcome to episode 4 of... Wait. You smell that? It smells like a spider in here. Hold on. Oh, yep, there's a spider. Alright, hold on. This will just take a second. Whew. Okay. Spider's gone. We can start now. Hello, welcome to episode 4 of It Sure Is a Podcast. I just noticed that the previous episode I did not do the little intro informing you on what episode it is, which, my bad, I take responsibility. Also, there's only 4, so if one of them doesn't give you a name, maybe do some deduction. But also where I'm at, it's very late, and I'm a few beers in, so we're gonna see how this goes. I did plan on doing an episode a little earlier, but talked about my sister's bird in a previous episode. The bird's still here, and this feathered rat won't shut up. Like, the second I would start talking to record, it would just start squawking. So, I had to wait until it got dark and the bird went to sleep and stopped talking. And I thought we'd open up today's episode with some fun, going through Florida Man news reports. So let's start March 22nd, 2019. Florida man wanted a woman's egg rolls so badly it landed him in jail, police say. So, Keith Gordon Johnson, that's quite the name, 44, was arrested by the police department and booked into the Santa Rosa County Jail on Monday, battery charge. Johnson wanted to enter a woman's house to eat some egg rolls she had inside, but when the unnamed woman refused to let him in the house, he kept stabbing his fingers on her doorbell and pushed his way through the front door, shoving her aside. And then there was a little altercation with some pushing to get these egg rolls. I'm a little curious on what kind of egg rolls were they? Because some Chinese places have just top tier egg rolls, but, that isn't necessarily the case all the time. Because sometimes they're soggy, they're kind of gross, or they're really just amazing. So I'm really hoping they were the good ones and it was worth it. Let's see here, what's the next one I got? Oh, this is also March 22nd, 2019. Interesting. Florida man wrecks liquor store, blames it on caterpillar. I want to imagine it was a caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland, where it's talking to him and just getting high off of that giant pipe it had. Maybe I put in a date here and that's why it's doing that. Give me a second. Alright, here's what we got next. Florida man pushes pastor, knocks churchgoers to the ground because service was too loud. That one was June 15th, 2020. A Florida man is behind bars after he became violent at an outdoor church service, knocking the pastor and other churchgoers to the ground because he thought the service was too loud. It depends. How crazy were they getting? Were they really getting into it? Really feeling the Holy Spirit? Or that could go either way. Okay, here's another one. Naked Florida man accused of bizarre crime spree that included trying to kiss elderly woman. That was June 9th, 2020. A Florida man's crime spree started with him exposing himself at a flea market, then stripping naked, stealing a car, and committing various other criminal acts before he was arrested less than an hour later, according to the Escambay County Sheriff's Office. And someone's going to hear me say that and be like, "Are you stupid? It's Escambay." Maybe. Okay, I believe I found the gold mine here. Florida man arrested for directing traffic while also urinating. He's getting 2 jobs done at once. I just imagine you coming up on an intersection that the lights went out and someone is directing traffic, and you pull up and you're like, wait a minute, that guy's dick's out. Is he peeing everywhere? And you just ready to keep going with your day Because if you're anything like me, whenever I drive, nothing's stopping me from getting to wherever I need to go. That's just a fact. Police say man with no hands and no legs is armed and on the run. Okay, there's another little bit here. Authorities in Florida are searching for an armed quadruple amputee who's reportedly been on the run since Tuesday. So is he the $1 million man? He's made out of machines, made out of parts. Florida couple trapped in unlocked closet for 2 days. Huh. Nothing interesting in the article, but they have pictures of the two people, and they look a few fries short of a Happy Meal. Let's say that. Like the woman has the dollar, like the money dollar sign, tattooed on her throat. Um, and the other guy just looks like he's just been eating meth, like just eating meth. Florida man suspected of using private plane to draw giant radar penis. And yep, there's the radar of the tracks, and there's a giant wiener there. Okay. Florida man calls 911 after PlayStation stops working. Okay, and this one doesn't. That's not even Florida man. That's anywhere. Because I remember, I am not 100% sure when, but I'm an avid person who does not use Facebook, and I also talk against Facebook. I just don't like Facebook at all. And I have a whole soapbox I can chuck down and get on if you want, but right now, no, we ain't doing that. When Facebook went down, I would say a few years ago, people were calling 911 informing them Facebook was down. Very similar to this situation, but this was like more than just one Florida man. This was just regular people calling, get on the phone. It's like, they say 911, what's your emergency? They're like, yeah, Facebook's down. Do you know anything about that? Like, I'm trying to talk to Jebeki, and she's talking some mean shit on my girl, and I can't be having that. Like, that is exactly what was happening. So that one doesn't surprise me at all. Florida man facing 2 weeks in jail for eating evidence in court. Nothing else on that, but just that. And I really hope the evidence wasn't actually like anything you could actually eat. Like he just went up there and just ate it. Ooh, this one. This one I can respect. Florida man arrested for calling 911 after his cat was denied entry into strip club. You got to go with your wingman. And if your wingman's a cat, so be it. Florida man drives truck full of vodka into tree. And I'm probably assuming that full of vodka, like full of bottles, like stacked in there. But my mind wants to go to the place where it is actually filled, like the inside of the truck is filled to the top with vodka. Like, and he had, I don't know, like a snorkel with like the tube sticking out of the window as they're driving. Well, as he's driving, I think it was just him. Yeah, and the truck's like slammed up into a tree. Florida man walks in a stranger's home, removes clothes, starts shouting 5, 6, 7, 8, grandma, grandma. And that's all that one says. Man, Florida people are just weird. Florida man charged with groping women while posing as a palm reader. I kind of feel like at what point do you start thinking something's going on when you're getting your palm read, and then while he's reading your palm, his other hand is just cupped right around your breast. At that point, do you kind of think, something might not be right? I don't think palm readers do that, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of a sheltered guy. Maybe that's how palm readers roll. I don't know. Florida man breaks into ex-girlfriend's home, shits on belongings. That one's not weird. I mean, he just wanted to get back at her, and that's how you do it. Florida man torched girlfriend's car and then had sex with her on a beach. Oh, wait. So Florida man burned the girlfriend's car, and then he met with her, and they went and had sex on a beach? That's confusing. That's really confusing. Was she aware that the car was, torched and destroyed? Or did he do this and then he called her and was like, hey, baby, you want to go fornicate on a beach? And she's like, hell yeah. Maybe that was it. Florida man charged with assault with a deadly weapon after throwing alligator through Wendy's drive-through window. That's just impressive. If you can get a whole alligator out out your window into a Wendy's drive-through window, I that's impressive. Straight up impressive. Florida man shines laser in cars while hiding bag of marijuana in his rectum. Florida man shines laser at car. Laser pointer? Like, is that what this is? Laser pointer? And what I'm using right now is it just actually just all the titles of the articles, but not the whole articles themselves, so I necessarily can't go through and read it. I hope it's a laser pointer and he's like trying to get people's eyes, but I don't know what he was thinking. But why would the marijuana in his rectum matter? Like they probably found it when they pulled him over, and the guy's acting a little weird and has a bag sticking out of his butt. Florida man caught picking hallucinogenic mushrooms with alligator in backpack. I feel like that's just a normal Florida thing. I mean, maybe a lot of these are stereotypes. A lot of these I look at, I'm like, yeah, it's probably Florida. Yep. Florida man tries to walk out of store with chainsaw stuffed down his pants. I gotta give him the balls in that one. And let's go with the last one here. Florida man impersonating a police officer pulls over real cops. Florida man advertises legit counterfeit money on Craigslist is arrested. Florida man lands gyrocopter on Capitol lawn to demand campaign finance reform is arrested. Gyrocopter. What the heck is a gyrocopter? Give me a second. We're going to see what a gyrocopter is. Oh, it's one of those little tiny helicopters. Like that literally can only fit one person in. Okay, so I thought it was more like a drone, but no. Okay. That makes a little more sense. All right, cool. Cool. And those were all the really good headlines I found for Florida Man. And I really think Florida Man needs to be his own hero in the Marvel universe. You have Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, the Incredible Hulk, Florida Man, Ant Man. I don't know who else. My kind of love for the Marvel movies kind of ended after Endgame, which isn't like a bad thing. Like, a lot of people say, oh, I hated the last one, they ruined the series. No, I quite enjoyed it. But it's the end, you know? It's the end of your cinematic universe. But right now, I guess Marvel's trying to get more stuff out the gate and make more movies. But I don't know. I just don't have that much of an interest in them anymore. That kind of chapter in my life is kind of closed. And I'm off the new stuff now. But we can even compare that to Kingdom Hearts 3. A lot of people have been waiting for years, and I used to be one of them because there was Kingdom Hearts 1 and then Kingdom Hearts 2. And then after that, there was that huge hiatus, and there was all these spin-off games, but they were all important to the plot. The plot got really confusing. And honestly, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 because the kid who wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 3 died in me long ago. I have no interest now. That kid waited and he died before it came out. That's how that is. That's my approach on it. I just have zero interest. And anymore, having zero interest, is a telltale sign that I'm not going to do something if I have zero interest in it. And I guess now is a good time to talk about my work history at ye old GameStop. And I don't know, GameStop is the big, pretty much United States chain of video games. Used to be EB Games used to be there too, but they kind of went up to Canada. I know over in Britain and stuff like that, their equivalent of GameStop is just Game. Um, GameStop and I have a strange relationship. I can just say that. We have a very odd relationship. I was hired and I would work there every so often, but I got the discount to purchase stuff. And I always wanted to work, but they're all like, oh, we don't have hours, we don't have hours. And I kind of feel like I was only hired to fulfill a kind of, I don't know, a quota for management or something where they had a certain number of people working at the store, so people weren't hogging hours. And I could be wrong, but I always hated picking up the phone and always saying the jingle, which was pretty much to the extent of, you know, hey, we have this sale going on right now. I'm going to read you a whole paragraph before I can even say hello and listen to you respond. Um, and whenever you would sell a game to someone, you would always have to say, you want to pre order something? What do you want to pre order? And they run off of commissions. And the older I've gotten, I absolutely loathe going in that store. And I've stopped shopping there since I got the Borderlands 3 Fancy Collector's Edition, which Borderlands 3 is complete dog shit. But that's going to get a podcast of its own someday. And I try to contact customer support to see if my order was still coming through, but I lost the receipt. That's what it was. And I wanted to be sure that the product was going to be coming through. And I heard nothing from the customer support. I sent him an email, I gave him a call, right? And the only way I found out my order was coming through was when I got it. And then 2 months after that, I got a reply to my customer service. I'm like, are you kidding? No wonder your branches are getting closed. No wonder you're going down the tube. Like, it's just run a business and get back to your people when they ask you questions about, hey, is my order coming through? Customer service? Hello? Anyone there? And then since then, every time I hear a GameStop is clothing, I feel this unadulterated pure joy that I can only compare to as me as a child on Christmas morning, that level of excitement. That's what I feel. That's just the absolute purest form of joy I feel every time. Because I also just hate when you get hassled in the store. And this might just be me being an introvert. And whenever I walk into the store, I just want to look around. I don't want someone hassling me, coming up to me. It's like, hey man, what'd you come in for? I came in for a video game, dumbass. This is what the store's for. And then they keep asking you, well, do you have a point card? Because we can look up your point. No, I don't want to look up points. I just want to look at this shelf and I just want to pick out some Japanese weeaboo game that I'm just going to rub one out to later. Like, leave me alone! And I hope the one day, like, I get to go to the very last one before it closes. And I just walk in there and just, the skies start to grow dark surrounding the area. And all the people in the store are like, hey, it's getting kind of warm in here. What the heck's going on? And this just pillar of fire shoots through the top of the building, decimating the roof and surrounding me as I just sit there and I just scream in pure guttural aggression and fury as the last GameStop is turned to ash. But right now, the old head of Nintendo, Reggie Fils-Aimé, is apparently working for GameStop now, so maybe he's turning it around. Maybe he has an idea to change up a bit. Who knows? It's kind of like the stores are kind of built up like a auto dealership for games. They're just hounding you and just saying, "Oh, if you don't like this, how about you try this?" And I will say, moms who are getting gifts for their kids that have no idea, what their kid really wants. Okay, I can get that. I can understand that. And actually, this episode is being a little longer than last time, which I'm totally fine with. I have no complaints on doing some content like this that really kind of fleshes out some stuff and talks some stuff. But, some episodes might be a little shorter. But all's good. All is good. Well, that's all I got for today. I got nothing else to talk about. Definitely the alcohol's really kicking in, and I'm like about to just go to sleep. And also, I'm going to have to edit a lot of various burps that were in the middle of all this, which that'll be just a treat for me to do. But I appreciate you listening, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Bye. Love you.